Hello all and welcome to Rooz TV. It is your host JJ Penguin. Tonight we have round 2 from IMOLA for the PS5 Season 8. This is Tier 1. And we have round 2, even though we are actually 3 rounds deep within the season. So round 2 was abandoned due to the updates throughout this season that the game has had. It unfortunately the servers weren't quite up to it, and we struggled to get the race going. But gladly, we are here at Imola. We've got a field of 18 cars, so not everyone was able to make it on this Monday night. It's a bit different to our usual Tuesday night. It feels very odd for me to be broadcasting console on a Monday night, but we will fill in where we need to get this season done and dusted before the end of the year. I do have Jamie joining me tonight as well. We've got 3.5 minutes left in practice, as we will have a look at the points for each of the tiers and the platforms. So PS4, we've got Azuro leading on 90 points from Fly Sky on 88, with Rain of Fire third on 75 points. PS4 Championships looking pretty tight. Then we've got Rain of Fire, Sparky and Simon are all covered by 3 points. So it's going to be tight through the top 2 and then the podium for PS4. We'll jump into the Tier 2 points for PS5. So these guys are also racing tonight as well. We've got Black Falcon leading the way on 72 points from Scott Pye and Dash Vanguard. Pretty tight with Little Bear. Shout out to Little Bear for his performance last Tuesday. It was awesome to see the result that he got, and absolute favourite amongst the league. It was awesome to see that. And we have a look at 16 to 25 in the PS5 Tier 1. K-Man, Zesto, Bounty, Barter. So these guys have had some unfortunate results throughout this season. A few races missed and bits and pieces due to nothing else other than the games just hasn't been up to it. And we have a look at the PS5 Tier 1 with GT King leading the way from Gevia, with Eagle Wind in third. It's all pretty tight. So this is also taking into account the drop round. So we do have the final. So round 5 is next Tuesday night, or Tuesday next week. The drop round can only be counted for one of the first 4 rounds. So that's going to be including tonight. So it's been very interesting to see if, so GT King had an unfortunate race in the wet at Silverstone, which was won by Eagle Wind. And when you take into account the drop round, so if everyone has a better performance this week, it's really going to come down to who can get the job done this Monday night and Tuesday next week. So it's all going to be pretty exciting as we move into this. And I would like to welcome Jamie back to the Combox. Welcome, Jamie. Very, very nice. We might have a quick look at the track itself. Yes, we will. Have a look at, oh, no, we won't. That's the, apologies. It's not the tracking question. Yeah, not the right track, so apologies for that. I went through and did all this afternoon in a bit of a rush, so we'll have a look at the details for tonight. So quali's just started, in fact. And we've got 15 minutes quali and an hour race. And as the cars are now making their way onto the track, so it's been a little while since we've had this clean a broadcast on PS5. So I'm able to move through the field in the order of the cars on track, and I can move through all of the camera angles just as I would on PC. So this is very nice. The only thing I'm missing is actual proper broadcast mode, where I'll have the leaderboard on the left-hand side, and it would make life slightly easier trying to gather what's going on track. But we will use this table throughout. Ignore the bottom two names, just a couple of plebs who are coming back into console after our time at PC, but actually quite excited for tonight. It's good to have get back into a broadcast like this and on console. And oh, definitely. And before we go too much further, congratulations, Jamie, on your first win in the PC League. That was awesome to watch, and wasn't without its dramas. Oh, hey, it's racing. If you don't have any accidents or any incidents when you're racing, you're not pushing hard enough. So we're just on board with GT Kings, the current championship leader. He's had a couple of wins so far. He'll be looking to continue that on. Don't think he'll have it his own way in this one. There's Fly Sky was up there. It was pretty quick in practice. So I'm expecting similar things. So this is the first flying lap from GT King. The 42.9, that's pretty quick to start off with. Set the bar very well. There's a few invalid laps in there as well, actually, some of the cars crossing the line. Just following Riggsy around since his first race of the season. It's good to see him back on the grid. He's had quite a few work commitments that have kept him away from racing. That pesky work thing that we need to do to pay for our expensive sim racing hobby. So there we go. Oh, a bit of drama just ahead of him. That's that was Adman who was involved in that as well there. So I'm not too It's a bit unfortunate with that going on in qualifying. It's good from Fly because GT took that from him. So they've dishing some good laps. So GT's coming out. We've got... Does it seem like there's a fair gap. So Javar's back in 8th in the Porsche, which I wouldn't have thought would be too strong around here at the best of times. It's good from Ty. He's got a lot of confidence in this BMW. I'm pretty sure there's only one car in the top 8 that's not a BMW at this stage. Is that correct? I think it might be. We'll bring this up. Yeah, so yep, all the BMWs at the front of the field. Just like we used to see with the Bentley. I was kind of hoping when throughout the last couple of years when they bring a new car out that they might work on the BOP a little bit, but unfortunately I think console's going to have to wait a bit longer for this. We don't really like seeing one car with a particular advantage. I'd like to see a mixture of cars through the field. So Knox is yet to set a lap as well. So hopefully he's going to get one in here now. He's shown some good pace throughout. He does, but yeah, so he's struggled somewhere around on that particular lap. So Javar's gone to... So Fly's gone quicker. So that's 6/10 gap there. 6 minutes left. Someone awesome's gone to 3rd. Javar's 4th in the Porsche. It's very tight from 3rd through to 6th there. There's only like that 600ths of a second in that. That's very, very tight. See if he can improve on this lap. .43.2. Not quite. Yeah, that is unfortunate because he had a great run at Monza and unfortunately was unavailable with the delay and the Wednesday night. Thank you, Jamie, for broadcasting that one. Some prior commitments I couldn't get out of, unfortunately. So, but back into it now. Jambon sets off on a lap. He's yet to set a time, which is a bit of a surprise because he has shown some pretty good pace since joining the lead. Gazza here, back from his boat cruise and bout of COVID. Hope you've recovered well there, Gaz. It's good to see you back on track. Fly's just coming around to follow up his lap here. He's just about to cross the line himself. He doesn't improve either, so he's off on his lap. So it's only a 10th in it, and then it's really tight back behind these two. Oh, that's flies off. He may have enough time to get round for another lap. Oh, Rain of Fire still hasn't set a lap. Jambon 11th, try and move through. Javaz just run off. Oh, and that's going to spin it. And that's fence for him, so that will be him for qualifying. Metal Steel crosses the line in 12th. Someone awesome in 4th at the moment. Will he have time? This could be it for him. So Ty Morgo's done for qualifying here. 6th position so far. Andrelli's just moved up into 8th. Just wonder if someone awesome will have time for another lap. Just ahead of him is Andrelli. So Andrelli's on a lap now as well. Oh, he's taking a lot of curb. That'll be it for Andrelli. Oh, big contact with the fence. He was trying very, very hard then. Just, it seems to me like there's a lot of green cars out on track tonight. Every second one we go to is a green car. Oh, that's good from Knox. He improves into 13th. So Fly's pulled out of that one. Gaz has just done the same. And that's it for qualifying. So good performance there by GT King with a 141.8. 3/10 over Fly. Ozwizard moved up into third. So he's 8/10 off pole. And then it is super tight. So from Eagle Wind, well, actually, I'll go further. So I'll go from third all the way through to 14th is covered by a second. And then from there, it's half a second that covers the next few places. So Bounty in 18th. I'm not too sure if... I don't think Squid's actually made it into the server. I think he's actually in the second tier for this race tonight. But that midfield battle is going to be super tight. This is going to be great to watch. Looking forward to this one. It's a pretty good spread. That's a good time by Wizard there in the Lexus. We know Javard's going to be there or thereabouts. It's good from Andrelli. K-Man in the top 10, backing up from Monza. As we just count down the time for the grid, we'll just take a short break and we'll be back shortly. Hello and welcome back. The cars are gridding up on the formation lap for the start of round 2 from IMOLA. Out of place at round 2, but it is still what was supposed to be the second round, and we've got GT King on pole from Fly, Sky, Ozwizard, Eagle Wind, Someone Awesome, Javar, Ty Morgo, Zess1, good quality from him, Andrelli, K-Man, Riggsy, his first race back, Jambon, Knox, Adman, Metal, Gaz, Bounty and Rain of Fire, as the cars are just about to get the green light and we'll be on our way. Holding breath, ready to go. Start's been initialised, we're waiting for the lights. There we go. Pretty even jump between Fly and GT King. Pretty even back behind him as well. Oh, we've got that's K-Man on the grass. He's gonna, oh, he's just about held it. There is absolute carnage back behind him. And it's still continuing on. This is, yeah, that's not what we want to see. There are cars absolutely everywhere there. As we move back towards the front of the field, so Fly has actually managed to take the lead from GT King. Back behind him, we've got Wizard in third, Javar in fourth, and Eagle Wind in fifth. And there's a couple of second gap back to Andrelli, Riggsy, Knox, who has managed to get through those dramas at that first turn. We've got Rain of Fire back behind him as well. Then that mid-pack. So these are all the guys who have started quite a way back. So it'll be interesting to see if we can get a replay of that one for what happened at the rear of the field. As this car's pitting already in this one. This is it's an unfortunate start to this one. But we'll move our way back through the field. Someone Awesome and Adman. So Adman's going to pull over and let someone go. So it's a decent start from Andrelli, Riggsy and Knox. So that battle will be one to watch. So we move to the front. So Fly with a 1 second gap over GT at the moment. We'll bring that up here now. So there we go. We're going to That was absolutely carnage. That's not what you want to see on lap 1 of an hour-long race. It'll be interesting one to look back at later. So Wizard's got Javar about half a second between these two. So we'll just keep watching this. We'll keep watching this battle. There's a few battles throughout the field. There's that one between, that was just about to say, it was looking a bit spicy between K-Man. I'm not too sure who else that was there. So 1.4 seconds as Wizard has just gone off. And Javar's going to take that position from him. So that was into turn 1. So Javar's got that position. Javar's grabbed too much of the curb there as well. So this battle's going to continue on. And then Wizard just about grabbed too much curb again, and Javar almost got by him. Well, these two are good mates, so we never know what's going on, to be honest, with these two. We've got Eagle Wind just behind. Time Moore goes. There's quite a tight group of cars here. We've got Rixie, Knox Parker, and Rain of Fire. So Rain of Fire was unable to get a representative lap in qualifying until right at the end. I was a bit surprised by that because he does have some pretty good pace. Rain of Fire just seems to be struggling a little bit in that McLaren, trying to hang on to the back of Knox. Riggs is doing a pretty solid job. His first race back, first race of the season. It's good from him. Says fly across the line for 5th lap. Go back through the field, have a look at see some of the dramas. Okay, so Jambon, K-Man, and Morgo have pitted. Was that contact between Morgo and... sorry, between K-Man? Was that with Jambon? Some more dramas there. That was Rain of Fires, S1 and Gaz. Rain of Fires lost a couple of positions here. He had a moment into turn 1 and then he's just struggled a little bit to get that together. So S1's in 11th. He's got Gazza just ahead of him. And Adman, who I think will have a bit of a banged up Audi here. He's just behind Bounty, so that's for 10th and 11th. So even after those dramas and a bit of damage, it's continuing on. Definitely, that's definitely the case for Adman, as we saw. So have a look at this battle between Wizard and Javar, which has continued on. Eaglewind's not too far behind either. Wizard's going to need to be careful of his track limits coming out of there then. Can't be too much further to the right, even though those sausage curbs do unsettle the car. There's a track limit out there he's going to be careful of. Look, the Lexus has got the legs though. We'll have a look at these lap times as these three cross the line. 43.3, 43.7, and a 43.8. Then in the background, a 43.7 to Ty Morgo, showing the pace he could have had if it wasn't for those dramas on lap 1. It's a very odd incident, that one. A few people involved. I wouldn't have thought, as we've got who's involved here. 284. That was Knox Parker, who he was in a battle with Riggsy. So yeah, could have quite easily been some dramas on that one. Heading into the first turn. And Riggsy's right up behind Andrelli now. Lexus does seem to ride these curves quite nicely. This is a great battle amongst these three. It was great to see. He's had it in him for a long time. The party at P&L would have been pretty special, I'd say. Here we go. Oh, Gervais just grabbed that bit of grass on the outside of the braking zone. So, Burrow Dog, who's not racing tonight, is in the chat though. I'm just assuming he's sitting at home on the couch. Has just come through and said that Wizard and Javara are brothers. Yeah, that's a very interesting one. Ah, that's unfortunate. Apparently they can't hear you, Jamie. I'm not sure. Burrodog, while you're at work, could you let us know if you can hear Jamie? You might have to say a few words, mate. Yep, I just caught the end of that one, so he's obviously been pushing very, very hard. No, it's not yours. We're all good now. It'll be all sorted.
Okay.
It was one button click, unfortunately. It was a similar issue I'd had with Nick a while ago. I just hadn't transferred that one back to console.
All good. Hopefully they're picking me up now.
They can hear you. I've been talking to they've just been listening to me talking to an imaginary person for the last half an hour. So apologies. I think Burrodog was just getting a bit upset that he couldn't hear you, Jamie.
Well, we've got another 40 minutes left, Barra, so plenty of time to listen to my own voice. And, oh, who have we got here? Rain of Fire again. I wonder if Rain hasn't managed to do any laps, like practice, during the week. It has been a bit of a quick turnaround, admittedly. But he's not looking like a driver who is feeling comfortable out on the track at the moment.
Yeah, it's an odd one, that. Yeah, I'd expect was expecting bigger things from Rain of Fire in this one. So Bounty's up into ninth. There was someone in the pits then who's just come out.
Someone awesome, I think. Yep. So Fly holds the fastest lap at the moment. And he is about 7 seconds ahead of GT King, who is in turn about 7 seconds ahead of this little gaggle of cars. The Wizard Javar Eagle Wind battle. Oh, and that's a stop go 30.
Just saw that pop up. That's very harsh. It's a very long pit lane and a very long pit stop. So someone awesome's just gonna pull it aside. So Adman let him go early on, and Adman's gonna get that position back from him.
Things are definitely a bit jumbled up at the moment. You kind of, if you look at the track in two halves, all of the drivers are in one half, but they're all on different laps. Well, you know, there are multiple cars a lap down at the moment through the pitting, so it's a bit odd. But it'll sort out soon when you'd expect the leaders to be looking at their pit stop from about now over the next 10 to 15 minutes.
It's a comfortable gap out front for Fly. So if we're talking about a season where we've had, I wouldn't go as far as saying a few fairy tales, but Fly's performance in this one is really giving it to GT King. Well, I guess when you've got three former champions having made their step to PC, it's going to change things within the league, and it's given plenty of opportunities for people who want to grab them for race wins. The championship is definitely up for grabs, that's for sure.
Fly's been with us now for quite a while, so he certainly put in some really good performances, and I think he may have won a handful of races, maybe in some of the lower tiers as he was making his way through. But victory in the big time here would be a great achievement, but still a long way to go.
The gap between Eaglewind and Wizard kind of stagnated a little bit. The gap I'm looking at here is the one between Javar and Eagle. So Javar's actually, he's got some clean, self-induced clean air. He's putting in some pretty good lap times. Riggsy's just fallen off the back of GT King with a 41.7.
Good lap.
That's a hell of a lap.
I wonder if it maybe involved a trip across the chicane at the top of the circuit.
That's a second quicker than what he did in qualifying. So he's found that little secret part of the track that I could never find.
That could have been, the late braking into the Variante Alta at the top of the circuit, and rather than try and squeak it around and potentially upset the car, just take it straight and live to fight another day. There's a nice little battle shaping up here. A bit further down, Bounty's holding off Zest 1, who is using all of the racetrack and then some to try and make a move, but Bounty's doing a phenomenal job. He's got K-Man, who is a lap down at the moment, just behind, and then Kaza and Metal are really looking to join the fray. Bounty didn't quite clip the apex into Aqua Minerale there. Managed to gather it up. K-Man is probably a bit frustrated here. He was, of course, involved in turn one, lap one. Oh, there's been contact. There's been a bit of contact there. I think Zest 1 has hit the back of Bounty. Bounty has gone off track. Zest 1 has gone straight into the pits. So that contact definitely impacted Bounty there. Javar is in, Eaglewind is in. That's another interesting call from Javar. Coming in on the same lap as the driver he is immediately following. He did that last week.
It is odd, isn't it? It's not something I would think of. It'd be... You hear race engineers tend to say, do the opposite. Unless that's just... He's lit his fuel. That's just where he's going to get to.
That might be it. Last week, it ended up not impacting him because GT King got that stop-go 30-second for speeding in the pit lane, so he managed to nab that position. But yeah, this time Eagle was in front of him and stayed in front of him.
GT's in, so Adman gains his lap back. Well, not quite. He's got Fly just ahead of him.
We are at the halfway mark, still a long way to go.
Someone awesome has left us. He has been, yeah, we're down to 16 on track. His game has blue screened on him. Oh no, that's horrible luck. Someone that's we never ever want to see that. Unfortunately, we are at the mercy of the internet and this particular game. Well, this version of the game anyway, and oh, that sucks. Feel for you, mate.
He was looking to come back through the field as well after turn 1, lap 1. So it would have been good to see how you went, someone, but hopefully you can sit back and enjoy the rest of the races, as hard as that will be, not being out there.
Eaglewin has just taken a position on Wizard. So Eaglewin's... Oh, that was a... Yeah, he has too. So he's taken Wizard in the pits. And Jampon's the other car that's gone. I was wondering why there was two that had left. Why we're down to 16. So Jampon's the other car. So it's been a crook night for Jampon and someone awesome. That's unfortunate there, lads. Sorry to see it. We've all been there though, so I definitely feel for you.
So another big defensive effort required here from Eagle. Just under half of the race to go, and found himself ahead of Wizard with that Lexus displaying quite a bit of pace.
Riggs and Andrelli left a pit.
Ooh, that was close.
Fly pits. Just watch. Andrelli pits. Riggsy keeps going, stays out. So GT King is a long way around the circuit. So it's a 17-second gap between GT King, so effective second place. Depending on where Fly's on the move now, so GT has just exited the last corner, hasn't crossed the line yet, and Fly's on his way. Wait to see this gap. about 3.5 seconds. So Fly's done well here. He's maintained the lead and the gap to GT. He'll have a couple of laps of fresher tyres too.
Yep, well managed from Fly. Now he'll want to get back into that rhythm. It's nice and comfortable in the car. Not taking too many risks.
Yeah, talk us through this one, Jamie. We'll stay on board with him.
He's coming down into Aqua Minerale now, and he has gone a little bit wide there, but he's gathered it up. It's okay. It's very anti-alta, the top chicane. Takes a bit of the inside curb. He actually looks like he can carry quite a lot of speed through there, which is quite impressive. The Beamer must be nice and tidy on the curbs. This is the last part of the lap. Two Ravazzas. Careful not to lock the downhill braking and take a bit of the inside curb in the second part. Doesn't trouble too much of the outside curb. Knows that there's some danger picking up the right front in the gravel. Start, finish straight, and we'll start another lap. Again, we'll see how take a bit of the sausage curbs there, both phases. That's quite nice. He looks very untroubled. This is the chicane I love. You can brake so deep in, progressively trailing off as you get through the complex, take all of the curb on the outside, and then again you're braking very late into the Tosa hairpin. And we're picking up from where we started. This is the key area for track limits, just taking it a bit too wide. There's that little groove on the outside, little gutter almost, and it can kind of railroad you into a track limit warning. He's looking very comfortable, Fly. This is a great drive from him so far.
Space of that lap, I think he's actually gained a bit of time on GT King, so now he's just need to get back in the groove, which he seems pretty close to. It was a great lap, especially on tyres that went up to temper pressure, so he's doing well here. This is for position 2 actually, between Rain of Fire and K-Man.
K-Man obviously recovering. Made mention of that recently, where he was stuck in traffic as the lapped runner. Now that everyone has pitted, he's found himself still at the back, but he's in a battle with Rain of Fire, and that's bounties a few seconds up the road. Also, fortunately, had a moment in the wall after some contact from Zest 1, I believe. The P&L drivers have been in the thick of it this evening, in both good ways and bad. Oh, there's a good battle here between Adman and Ty. They're going side by side into the first corner. Adman took the inside and retained position, so I thought this one might heat up. We know Ty had a bit of pace. Adman took the defensive line coming into the first chicane. see. Oh, Ty's gone up the inside. He's sent it. Has Adman seen him? I think he has. Ty's tried to gather it up. I think he's going to give that position back. Yes, he does. He was very, very deep under braking and was not able to get the car turned in. That required Adman to spot that he was coming through, which he did. Maybe a little bit of frustration there from Ty. Might be thinking that he's got the edge on Adman in terms of pace. I was looking to effect a move as soon as possible. See the difference in lines that they were taking. Adman does not want a bar of any of the sausage curbs. Ty a lot more confident to glide over them.
Welcome to the Audi. It's quick, it rotates well, but it does not like a curb.
Although it didn't for Adman just then, as he was going up the top of the circuit, and Tyres managed to get through, so he took advantage of a slight mistake as Ads was going through the Piratella. So what do we got going on behind these two guys? That's metal steel by the looks of it.
And guys, I was watching this battle as well, just in the background. It's all pretty tight amongst these 5 drivers. There's only a couple of seconds in it. If anyone slips up here, it's not going to end well.
Yep, it's a pretty high speed track, a lot of turns, but a lot of medium and high speed turns, so you're always motoring along pretty quickly. Oh, and Gaz got a bit of the curb on the inside at second chicane. He retains the inside to the Tosa hairpin. So now they're going to drag race out of it. Who's going to lift off first? This guy's going to leave it in there. He does. But the BMW has the track.
It's a pretty good move there by Zest. It was well done by both of them. Gaz just runs a bit deep.
Good racing there.
So Eagle's been able to gap Wizard, which is not an easy feat, and he's done well. So he's reasonably comfortably in third. GT King hasn't been able to make any inroads into Fly, as his Fly's just coming up onto the back of K-Man. He's in a battle with Rain of Fire and Bounty as well, so this could cause some dramas here. Coming up on lap traffic in the rain battle. They'll be fighting hard. Although we did go a 1/10 of a second quicker than GT King on the previous lap, so Fly is not mucking around. And he's caught the back of K-Man very quickly. And K-Man has done the right thing, pulls over to the left, just lifts off, bit of brake, lets him go.
Blue flags nice and clear for Zest and Bounty. Oh. Fly saw it late, but just got away with it, and I think Zest managed to just keep his possession as well from K-Man. They call K-Man out.
It's a messy way of doing that in the end. Oh, there's Bounty getting out of the way.
Got there in the end. Flies navigated this little situation. Sure that, so I think he's lost maybe a second, maybe a couple of seconds in all of that, but of course GT King needs to come through here as well. What have we got?
We've got Medal 1 and Zest, who I think they've come together. Positions have stayed the same, but yeah.
Oh, around the outside. Metal, the only driver in the Bentley in this tier this season. I think he was spun around facing the wrong way in the lap 1 shenanigans. So he's another driver fighting his way back through. See how well Zest can get off the last corner. Got a bit of a slipstream here. Metal hasn't gone the defensive route on the inside. Metal really squeezed him out of room, gave him a car's width and a car's width only. Forced Zest to... Oh, what's happening here? Ah, blue flags. He's picked that up, so it's good work from Zest. Driving.
The blue flag driving through out of this has actually been quite good. As expected, we've been around Rooz for a while now, so saying that, GT's just struggled slightly to get through this bit of lap traffic. Oh, it's still pretty messy.
It is a bit. Rain of Fire looking to capitalize a bit on Bounty struggling through. The chicane is going to be... Oh, he just pulled it up.
So that gap between Fly and GT King is actually extended by about 2 seconds through the lap traffic. So Fly's got his way through that pretty well. Just over 10 minutes left in this one. It's flown by.
Only has.
Zest and Metal are back in it again. Zest has got the position. Well done, Zest. That was quite a good move there.
Again, Metal chose not to defend the inside line. But this time Zest managed to just get him onto brakes, which was a good move, as you say.
So Gaz and Adman have made their way into the top 10. Knox Parker in 8th. We've got, 3 BHR drivers. We've got Andrelli and Rigsy for GRT. Rigsy's first race.
Looks like a change of positions there at some point as we've been following some of the other battles. That's Rigsy heading up that 2-car GRT push at the front of the grid.
Yeah, that is one that's come up, snuck up on us, that one.
I think both drivers did a really good call. They were out quite long. I think they had some clean air initially, so just decided not to upset that, run long, and now they've benefited from clean air the whole race, really. They've been just between the two of them.
Yeah, it's been a good job. Very solid. Very solid. So then we've got Javar, who we just saw have a bit of a moment over the curbs. Got Wizard in 4th. And Eagle Wind.
So Wizard took about 4/10 out of Eagle on that lap and is 2.7 seconds behind. So we might have a bit of a finish to this for the final podium.
There's a bit of action between these three. Just continuing on. Bounty, Rain of Fire and K-Man. I think we've lost someone else, so we have 2. Not too sure who else is gone from this one.
I think that might have been Metal. No, Metal's still out there. That's good.
Ty Morgo. Oh, what an absolute shocker for P&L tonight. That was good recovery from Ty Morgo. As Rain of Fire, he looked up the inside of Bounty. Bounty's just outbraked himself slightly. Yeah, another game crash. It's a concerning occurrence on console, these game crashes.
Yeah, we definitely don't want this. It's a bit disappointing.
GT makes its way through some lap traffic, so Zest1's got a bit of a gap on Metal at the moment. So I just wonder if Adman has decided not to fix any of that damage on the front of his car. He's just struggling a little bit late in this race. Although Gaz looks as though he's got a fair bit of damage in that, so these two have tightened up a fair bit. And back behind these two, you've got Fly.
So I'm sure Fly will be happy to see that the next two cars he'll be lapping are his own team for once.
I wonder if Adman blocks here. Oh, is there contact between the two of them? Gaz is on the grass. Wow, the former captain's getting his trying to get his protege out of the way.
It's either that or they're trying to push each other down the straight, such
Yeah.
might their aero be affected.
The way that tonight's gone, I was half expecting to see the two of them pirouetting down the wall on the right-hand side.
Yeah.
And there's blue flags for Gaz. Just as we were talking about Flyer getting an easy go around his two teammates, the two teammates drove into the back of each other.
So we've got just under 5 minutes to go. He's got a healthy lead to GTK. Oh, Gaz has moved out of the way. I was just thinking maybe it wouldn't be much of a issue to hang behind, but no problem.
All done very well with that, so not too many battles around the place. Javar's just dropped off from Wizard. Wizard has slowly catching Eagle Wind. Is there enough time? 3.5 minutes. Not for the 3.5 second gap. And really the only real close battle on track is between these two. K-Man and Rain of Fire. K-Man has tried just about everything to get by him.
Got a good chance now. He's gone for the... Oh, he's not confident under the brakes.
Oh, he's... He's got 31 one lap old tyres. I think he might be struggling a little bit in the Audi at the moment. After pitting on lap 1. Compared to the others. So... just be struggling that little bit. It's not a huge amount of room given at turn 1 then either.
No, we've seen that a couple of times tonight. Drivers giving the absolute minimum amount of room and nothing more. Quick mention of Knox. He's still cycling around out there, 8th at the moment. He's pretty lonely. So he's only about 4 seconds to Andrelli ahead, but a pretty big back gap to his teammates behind him. But I don't think he had the best qualifying, but has managed to do a reasonable job during the race, aside from I think one little excursion towards the start. So good job from him tonight.
Has been a good job. He managed to stay out of those dramas on lap 1. Half expecting you might be a little bit busy at the start of this, the next week, mate. Reviewing some of the dramas from the start of this race. It's not really not what we want to see. I'm sure there'll be a good review of it. This is what we need. Trying continual improvement.
Especially after the great job that they did on Wednesday. It was very, very good to start there in the wet, considering all the spray. But that's where we are.
Well, that's an interesting point, because everyone was obviously so tentative at the start of that race with the poor visibility and the huge amount of spray. And they've thrown all the caution to the wind for a dry IMOLA.
Yep, so there's been a few recovery drives that would not have been expected. But Fly going over the line to start his final lap as leader of the race. This has been a really good drive. Don't think I've seen a mistake, or at least an obvious one. He has lost the fastest lap to GT King, but I'm sure he's not terribly fussed about that. He's gonna head to the finish line as a winner for the first time in the top tier here at Rooz Console ACC League.
As you've been saying all of that, or trying to touch wood and cross my fingers, and all I was thinking about is the commentator's curse just happening in that moment as you're saying that.
Well, yeah.
It's just about run
wide. To it.
We're never immune to it.
I was very careful last week. I think Vic in the chat was looking for me to call it well before, and I was not going to go there. But he's only got 2 corners to navigate now, Fly, so I think we can be confident from here. For the second week in a row, we're going to have a maiden victory in the top tier on console, JJ.
This is awesome. I love to see this. Well done, Fly. That is a great drive.
The leader has finished the race.
Absolutely awesome. Well done. Can't congratulate you enough. Oh, these two are still fighting out. That's Adman and Gaz. And GT's just chilled out behind them. Just get to the finish. That's all he was really worried about. Metal Steel in 11th. Zess. And then Rain of Fire and K-Man. And Eagle wins, taking out the podium. Congratulations, Eagle. Another podium. Wizard just behind. Jafar just crossing the line. And we've got Riggsy and Andrelis. So that gap's actually closed up between these two. It's good performance from these two. It's good to see Riggsy back racing again. And then we've got Knox Park just behind them. And Zest, I think, has already crossed the line. And that is it. So it's unfortunate for Ty Morgo, Someone Awesome, and Jambon, who have all had disconnections. But congratulations to Fly. GT King with another with another podium. And Eagle podium as well. So everyone's just parking in the sand trap. There we go. Sure, nice little parking lot down there. Well, thank you, Jamie. Thank you all for viewing. Next Tuesday night, or Tuesday next week, to round out the championship. Looking forward to it now that we've got some decent broadcast images on console again. Thank you, Jamie. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks, JJ. Thanks, everyone. And yeah, great race. Hope everyone enjoyed it.
Thank you all.